BJP chooses its next boss. Generational shift at the top. BJP's mega Yuva push. Nitin Nabin to lead BJP. "45 and in charge." BJP bets big on youth. New chief, big battles ahead.
Well, welcome. You're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Choudhry. Our top focus is the most well-entrenched party in India. The Bharatiya Janata Party has itself its 13th party president in the form of, let this sink in, 45-year-old, all of 45-year-old Nitin Nabin. We're going to break it down on what this investiture actually means for the party and the country. But all right, so that's the big news that we're tracking right on top of 7 p.m. this evening from interim president of the BJP. BJP has a new president nominated in the form of 45-year-old Nitin Nabin. Nitin Nabin has been named the new BJP president, formally becomes Nadda's successor. 37 nomination papers filed in Nabin's favor, only one nomination for BJP's top post. So unopposed Nitin Nabin has been proclaimed as the new president of the Bharatiya Janata Party. He will take charge at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow, and he will take charge in the presence of the Prime Minister and the Home Minister. This is huge where the political party is concerned. Many political watchers are looking at this, viewers, as a huge generational shift. And it is a generational shift because Nitin Nabin is all of 45 years of age, and he comes in and he picks up the reins of the BJP as party president at a very, very crucial time. Taking over from Mr. JP Nadda, he will now be the 13th president of the Bharatiya Janata Party. But when I say it's a crucial time, the BJP is headed into a 2029 election under the presidentship of this 45-year-old young man. There will be lots of state elections. We are facing 2 state elections in just the next 2 months, 4 state elections in the next 2 months, and crucial ones at that for the Bharatiya Janata Party. You have Bengal on the table, you have Assam on the table, you have Tamil Nadu on the table, Kerala on the table. There will also be an election for Puducherry. But all of that aside, viewers, the focus clearly on Nitin Nabin and how this is what many will see, the cliches of it all, a generational shift in a lot of ways. He has his task cut out. It will be under his leadership that BJP marches into 2029 elections. Lots of state elections there. There could be delimitation. There will be, even when it comes down to women quota in parliament, lots at stake under the presidentship of Nitin Nabin. Let's cut across right now to our reporters and our editors who are joining us, who've tracked the party very closely over years. Maria Shakil, my colleague, joining me from the studio, as well as Aishwarya Paliwal and Himanshu from the ground. To get in a word from each one of you, Himanshu, Maria, you've tracked the party for so long, Aishwarya as well. Himanshu, पहले आप आना चाहेंगे. Nitin Nabin, unopposed बीजेपी प्रेसिडेंट घोषित कर दिए गए हैं, कल ऑफिशियली चार्ज लेंगे.
देखिए, बिल्कुल अनअपोज्ड जो है वो घोषित कर दिया गया है. उनका नाम जो है, जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल इलेक्शन इंचार्ज थे के लक्ष्मण, उन्होंने सारे जो नॉमिनेशन हुए उनमें एक ही नॉमिनेशन हुआ, और नॉमिनेशनों को स्क्रूटनाइज करने के बाद ये कहा कि उनके पास एक नॉमिनेशन आया था. स्क्रूटनी करने के बाद ये तय हो गया है कि नितिन नवीन का नाम जो है वो प्रस्तावित करते हैं अध्यक्ष के लिए. कल नितिन नवीन जो है वो अध्यक्ष पद का चार्ज ले लेंगे. एक प्रथा है बीजेपी में, एक परंपरा है बीजेपी में कि बीजेपी में कभी भी राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष को लेकर चुनाव नहीं हुआ है. सर्वसम्मति से, सहमति के साथ, बातचीत के साथ जो है राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष के लिए नाम तय किया जाता है. और चुनाव की क्योंकि एक प्रक्रिया होती है, इलेक्शन कमीशन में आपको बताना होता है कि आपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल चुनाव जो है वो कराए हैं, इसीलिए नामांकन जो है अध्यक्ष पद के लिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी में एक ही नाम का होता है. वो जब से भारतीय जनता पार्टी बनी है 45 साल की हो गई है। 45 साल में जब जब राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष का चुनाव हुआ है, एक ही व्यक्ति ने जो है वो नामांकन किया है। चाहे वो अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी ने अध्यक्ष का चुनाव लड़ा हो, 6 साल वो अध्यक्ष रहे। लाल कृष्ण आडवाणी हो, मुरली मनोहर जोशी हो, या फिर से लाल कृष्ण आडवाणी जो है अध्यक्ष चुने गए हो, कुशाभाऊ ठाकरे हो, बंगारू लक्ष्मण हो, जैना कृष्णा मूर्ति हो, वेंकैया नायडू हो, लाल कृष्ण आडवाणी फिर से अध्यक्ष बने। उसके बाद राजनाथ सिंह अध्यक्ष बने। राजनाथ सिंह ने फिर दोबारा अध्यक्ष का पदभार ग्रहण किया। फिर नितिन गडकरी अध्यक्ष बने, एक बार फिर राजनाथ सिंह बने, और उसके बाद अमित शाह के बाद जो है जेपी नड्डा 6 साल अध्यक्ष रहे। सबसे लंबा कार्यकाल जो है जेपी नड्डा का रहा है। 20 जनवरी 2020 को वो अध्यक्ष बने थे और कल उनका कार्यकाल पूरा हो जाएगा जब नितिन नवीन जो है अध्यक्ष पद की कमान ले लेंगे अपने हाथों में। 6 साल का कार्यकाल रहा है। 6 साल में 3 साल उनके फुल फ्लेज थे, 3 साल वो एक्सटेंशन पे रहे हैं। तो एक तरीके से देखा जाए तो बीजेपी में कभी भी अध्यक्ष को लेकर चुनाव नहीं हुआ है। वह सहमति बनाई जाती है और सहमति के आधार पर यह तय किया जाता है कि कौन अध्यक्ष हो सकता है, कौन पार्टी को, संगठन को और ज़्यादा मजबूत कर सकता है और किसके नेतृत्व में जो है पार्टी का विस्तार हो सकता है। तो तमाम इश्यूज को ध्यान में रख के जातिगत राजनीतिक समीकरणों को भी ध्यान में रखा जाता है। लेकिन इतना जरूर देखती है पार्टी कि संगठन को कौन आगे लेके जा सकता है, किसको नब्ज पता है कार्यकर्ताओं की, कौन चुनावी रणनीतियों को समझता है, जानता है, और उसके आधार पर जो है अध्यक्ष बनाया जाता है। और पार्टी हमेशा ये संदेश देने की भी कोशिश करती है कि पार्टी में छोटे से छोटा कार्यकर्ता जो है बड़े से बड़े पद पर पहुंच जाता है। आपको याद होगा कि 2010 में जब नितिन गडकरी अध्यक्ष बने थे तो उन्होंने कहा था वो पार्टी का पोस्टर लगाते थे। उनको ये सपने में भी कभी नहीं सोचा था कि वो उस पार्टी के अध्यक्ष बनेंगे जिसमें लाल कृष्ण आडवाणी और अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी अध्यक्ष हुए हों। और उसके बाद जेपी नड्डा, तमाम लोग अध्यक्ष बने। और अब नितिन नवीन जो हमेशा अपने भाषणों में ये कह रहे हैं, पिछले कुछ दिनों से जब भी वो कार्यकर्ताओं को संबोधित करते तो ये जरूर कहते हैं कि राजनीति में शॉर्टकट के लिए कोई जगह नहीं है। आप पूरी तरीके से डेडिकेट होकर कार्य करिए, पार्टी के लिए काम करते रहिए। जो बड़े नेता हैं वो पहचान लेंगे आपकी क्षमताओं को और क्षमताओं के अनुसार जो है आपको जिम्मेदारियां देंगे। तो कहीं ना कहीं एक तरीके का ये जनरेशनल शिफ्ट है और चौथी पीढ़ी जो है भारतीय जनता पार्टी की वो अब अध्यक्ष के पद के रूप में दिखाई देगी। ये चौथी जनरेशन है भारतीय जनता पार्टी की।
Chauthi generation, the 13th party president, an organizational man, as well a product of BJP's youth wing. I want to bring in Maria Shakil. Maria, you followed the party very closely. You watched the politics within the party. What do you make of this generational shift today?
Preeti, it is the election of the youngest BJP president. He's 45 years old from my home state of Bihar. Remember, over the last few weeks and months, there was a lot of speculation around who could be the next BJP president. The sense was that BJP perhaps would be coming up with a name from the southern part of India because the party is looking at expanding its footprints in south. So there were a lot of names coming in from Tamil Nadu, even from Telangana. So the party has chosen a state where they are looking at consolidation, a state which they have won already. So why Nitin Nabin? That's the question that was being asked repeatedly. Of course, it is a generational shift. The party is looking at someone who is just 45 years old, but at the same time has organizational heft in the way that he has been a 4-term MLA from one of the constituencies in Bihar. At the same time, has been election in charge of one of the most crucial states, which was Chhattisgarh a few years ago. And at that time was when the party senior leadership identified his capacity to perhaps deal with uneasy questions. What we were told by some BJP leaders was that at that time, whenever there would be some trouble, he almost emerged like a troubleshooter. Of course, this will be a huge shoe that he will be trying to fit in. How do you see this troika that will emerge now, Preeti, particularly with Prime Minister Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah, and now Nitin Nabin as the party chief? What will be his role? He has been extremely low profile, doesn't speak much, but exactly as you said, that he is part of the youth wing, will be seen as someone who will understand what the generation next is thinking. So when Prime Minister only yesterday in one of his tweets said that this is about, the next generation, we are looking at Gen Z. So this is the message that is coming in from the BJP, Preeti, almost like a challenge that is being thrown in, particularly to the Congress, which is the grand old party, that here is the party which was found in 1980, has gone ahead and made that generational shift where they are trying to reach out particularly to the Gen Z of this country.
Well, you're right there, because if you look at it, viewers, it's not just a one-off appointment and an investiture, because you might have a Nitin Nabin taking over as the party president of the BJP, but look at the larger picture. You have a 55-year-old as the Maharashtra chief minister. You don't have to go far. Look at Uttar Pradesh. You have a very young chief minister in Yogi Adityanath. Look at Assam. You have a Himanta Biswa Sarma. So it all somewhere down the line comes in where the BJP is clearly trying to effect a generational change one by one, and you can see the strategy play out. I want to bring in Aishwarya. Aishwarya was at that there was no press conference. We were supposed to have a press conference, Aishwarya. Ultimately, it was a quick press release, but tomorrow, I believe, it's when he takes over officially, Nitin Nabin, unopposed, elected, but taking over officially in the presence of the Prime Minister, Home Minister. There is going to be a bit of, the optics will be very strong tomorrow, one can say.
Well, Preeti, this is something that the BJP that we know has always been very, very strong on optics. And this is, important for the BJP because the top brass, even the RSS, they believe that now is the time when we need to see that shift. Preeti, you were speaking about the fact that we are seeing, younger leaders coming to the fore. There is a reason for that because the BJP now very clearly understands that the second generation now needs to take over the reins. Slowly, slowly, they need to be ready because for the BJP, they are not looking at 5 years or 10 years. They are looking at 20 years. They are looking at 25 years. So the leaders who will come to the fore now, they are the ones who will be on the top in the next 20-25 years. So that's the kind of transformation that we are seeing and the handing over of the baton. That's also something that we will see being done in a grand manner. It will be Prime Minister Modi, Preeti, who will be here at the BJP headquarters, the top leadership. We will see most of the chief ministers also in line. So all of them together will also be showing their support to Nitin Nabin, the kind of changes that BJP is now looking at, gearing especially for the upcoming elections. State of West Bengal, difficult for the BJP. Tamil Nadu also is a bastion that they have not been able to break into. So keeping all those things in mind, the celebrations will be grand, but similarly, simultaneously, Preeti, let me tell you, they've already started working on what needs to be done for the upcoming elections.
No, I'm sure, and I believe you. I thank all three of our editors and reporters for joining us. All three of them have been tracking the party very closely over years and giving us their expert opinion there. But let's, for a moment, step back, viewers, and get in our other guests on the show and give you a perspective on what this nomination, this investiture actually means, not just for the party, but for the country as well, because it comes at a time where you have the task cut out for Nitin Nabin. There is one side which will say ultimately, this was an unopposed election. He was his nomination earlier and his interim nomination had caught many by surprise. Even reporters, editors, and even members of the Bharatiya Janata Party. And this is just a rubber stamp. But then again, he's 45-year-old. He's someone who is an organization man, risen from the ranks where the youth wing of the BJP is concerned. He might have affiliation in terms of, many can also claim that there is his father was a BJP leader. So a bit of nepotism involved. But having said that, also highlights the bigger dream that anyone from the Bharatiya Janata Party can rise to become the party president. I want to cut across to our guest this evening, Rajat Sethi, political analyst, Neerja Choudhary, senior journalist, columnist, Javed Ansari, senior journalist, Binay Kumar Singh, director of Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Research Foundation. All of them joining us. Rajat, for somebody who's just about 45, and one can't quite get over how young Nitin Nabin actually is, to be made the party president of an outfit, of a political party so well entrenched at a time which is crucial for the BJP. You're not just headed into crucial state elections, you're possibly headed into a 2029 election under the leadership of Mr. Nitin Nabin.
Preeti, good evening to you and to the fellow panelists. Well, first thing first, I belong to a school of thought where leadership, nobody is born as a leader. You exercise leadership whenever there is a challenge before you. And I believe when it comes to the BJP's new chief, Nitin Nabin, he has demonstrated it when tough circumstances were there in the state of Bihar, managing the relationship with the JDU, doing a lot of organizational work in several states where he was given a charge of. And at the end of the day, newer challenges will come before him, and it is up to him how he's, trying to fit into the new role, fit into much, much bigger shoes. But the training of the BJP is such, and the training of the RSS is such that there are fundamentals that you as a Karyakarta is made aware of. You know what an organization or a Karyakarta, being a Karyakarta implies. And I think that is the single biggest check mark which Nitin Naveen satisfies. The sheer joy, if you go to party office right now, the youngsters, the kind of energy that you see right now in the party office was for a period of time was missing. And I believe this is where Nitin Naveen has started to make a much, much bigger difference than what was anticipated when his name was just simply announced. And I believe that he will continue to energize the youth behind the BJP. And age plays a tremendous role. He has seen at least 3 or 4 generations of Yuva Morcha Karyakartas emerging from the Yuva Morcha, going into the parent body of the BJP. So he has deep networks. Which, from a viewer's point of view who do not know the organization of the BJP, it might just seem a little bit odd, but he is deeply connected individual. He knows people not just in the parent party, but a plethora of party members across the board. And this is what BJP does, and this is what RSS training does. They, right from the very young age, they depute you in various states across the geography of the country so that you get that training and you build those family level relationships, which help you when you get into such a position. You have those networks in place and you can jumpstart into that role. And I believe this is the reason why we are talking about this organizational person so many times repeatedly over the past few weeks since he's been
No,
anointed.
because it's an important post, and that's one of the main reasons we're talking about it so much. It's the party president of the Bharatiya Janata Party. And Javed Ansari, I want to bring you in on this. There's a larger question, Javed. What's the biggest messaging? Is it somebody who's just 45-year-old, which is surprising, has come in to be helming a party like the BJP, or the sheer fact that organization above party and self, and that's the larger messaging?
Well, the fact is, the significance of his appointment lies in the fact that he's a consensus candidate. He's been chosen by the BJP bigwigs, by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Mr. Amit Shah, and it also has the rubber stamp of the RSS. He's been chosen at a time. He assumes presidency at a time, and much was made of the fact that there was a delay, that there was talk of some kind of tussle between the government and the RSS. But all that has been laid to rest. Now Mr. Nitin Nabin comes at a time when the BJP is at its strongest. Its footprint across the country has never been as large as it is today. What all he has to do is stay the course. For him, the bigger challenge will be, and here the political management skills of the BJP's top brass will also come into play, because you know either he keeps looking over his shoulder where there's Mr. Amit Shah, his immediate predecessor, Mr. Nadda, Mr. Rajnath Singh, Mr. Gadkari, and there is, of course, the Prime Minister, or if he is he allowed to chart his own course within the framework of what the BJP stand for and what is the BJP's core areas. Looking from the as far as the optics are concerned, the BJP top brass has chosen to put its shoulder behind the wheel. There's a visible display of unity and solidarity, all of them lining up behind Mr. Nitin. And I don't foresee too much of a problem for him, because as far as the political heavy lifting is concerned, that will be done by the Prime Minister and Mr. Amit Shah. The nuts and bolts, of course, he has a lot of experienced hands to fall back upon for advice. So unless something really out of the ordinary happens, I think Mr. Nitin Nabin ought to have an easy ride in office.
Well, and also, what is a better time than to make a generational shift when you're at your strongest and when you can actually make it where it's
Absolutely.
acceptable to all and it's well entrenched. Give us a moment. We're going to just dip in to who really is Nitin Nabin. And that's a question, and you're not wrong, many of you have, because it's someone who's possibly risen from the ranks. Nobody quite knew who Nitin Nabin was till his name came up as the interim BJP president. He's no longer interim, folks. He is now firmly positioned as the 13th party president of the BJP, the youngest ever party president of the BJP. Take a look of where Nitin Nabin comes from, and we are joined by our other guests as well on the other side.
श्री नितिन नबीन जी का स्वागत करें। भारत माता की, भारत माता की।
45-year-old Nitin Nabin is not just another political leader. This millennial BJP leader rose to the top job in the party from grassroots politics. He's a second-generation politician of the Saffron Party. Yet he traversed through each step of the ladder in the party to rise to the top. His is not the story of a parent handing over the mantle under watchful eyes. Nitin Nabin's father, veteran BJP leader and former MLA Naveen Kishore Prasad Sinha, passed away in 2006. Nitin Nabin was 25 years old. He stood in his father's shoes and contested the by-election from Patna West Assembly constituency, left vacant by his father's untimely demise.
मैं अपने पिताजी स्वर्गीय नवीन किशोर प्रसाद सिन्हा जी को जरूर आज याद करना चाहूँगा, क्योंकि उन्होंने ही राजनीति मुझे जरूर विरासत में दी, पर जित बट वृक्ष के तहत उन्होंने कार्यकर्ताओं के साथ मुझे जोड़ा। और मैं हमेशा कहता हूं कि मुझे उंगली पकड़कर कार्यकर्ताओं ने काम करना सिखाया, और आज उन्हीं कार्यकर्ताओं के बल पर है कि मैं इस मुकाम तक पहुंच पाया हूं। पिताजी को काम करते हुए तो मैंने नहीं कभी देखा, क्योंकि मैं उस समय राजनीति में नहीं था, पर मैं हमेशा ये सोचता था जब उनकी मृत्यु हुई तो किस प्रकार से लोग भावना में उनसे जुड़े हुए थे। लोग मेरे हाथ पकड़ के जब रोते थे तो मुझे भी नहीं समझ में आता था कि मेरे पिता के लिए कोई व्यक्ति इतना क्यों रो रहा है। लेकिन मुझे तब समझ में आया जब राजनीति में मुझे आने का मौका मिला कि किस प्रकार से एक एक कार्यकर्ता परिवार एक एक नेता से जुड़ जाता है, एक एक कार्यकर्ता परिवार एक दूसरे का भाई और चाचा बनकर काम करता है।
Nitin Nabin was born on January 23, 1980 in Patna. His father, Naveen Kishore Sinha, was a four-time MLA of Bihar BJP. Demise of his father when he was in his mid-20s meant Nitin Nabin had to shoulder family responsibilities along with the political legacy. He was young but not lost. Nitin Nabin's maternal family helped him build his foundation. Nitin Nabin started his party work like any other member. He would put up posters during election season, arrange chairs at meetings, sit with party workers and listen to people's problems in the neighborhoods. But gradually, he began to gain recognition within the party as a young man who works quietly and does not shy away from responsibility.
राजनीति में शॉर्टकट के लिए कोई जगह नहीं है। राजनीति में शॉर्टकट से दूर हो जाइए। राजनीति लॉन्ग रन का काम है। लंबी दूरी से अगर जाना है राजनीति में तो धैर्यपूर्वक काम करिए। निश्चित रूप से काम के प्रति अपने कमिटमेंट के साथ काम कीजिए। भारतीय जनता पार्टी का वाच टावर इतना मजबूत है, आपको बूथ से उठाकर प्रदेश और केंद्रीय नेतृत्व तक पहुंचा देगा।
संगठन के मामले में भी उनका जो विजन था, वो संगठन को कैसे आगे बढ़ाया जा सकता है, कैसे संगठन के छोटे छोटे कार्यकर्ताओं को उनके दक्षता के हिसाब से या उनके कार्य के अनुरूप उनको कैसे आगे बढ़ाने के लिए कैसे काम दिया जाए, ये उनकी संस्कृति में भी थे, उनके कार्य की दक्षता भी थी।
Nitin Nabin became a prominent BJP leader at a young age. He's one of those few people who spent his life in strengthening the BJP in Bihar. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, let's also bring in Binay Kumar Singh, Director of Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Research Foundation. Mr. Kumar, what do you think is the biggest message from this investiture and appointment? Do you think this is somebody as young as 45-year-old, generational shift, or do you think the clear message is just organization above everything else?
So the party, they talk about politicization of youth, but BJP has went a step further. It is youthization of politics. It is a youth politics, and BJP is a party of youths. And I have been able to see some comments backed by. So these terminologies backed by or hacked by, these are not of BJP's dictionary. The party leadership has, vetted him, and I think they have tasted him for a long period, and
Okay.
the party has found him fit to hold this
Okay.
big position. And
Okay.
anybody who knows him personally, they know about his the leadership skills, the other qualities of his personality. He's a wonderful human being, a true leader, and I think
Okay.
he's going to prove his mettle.
All right, let's see. Well, he has his task cut out, and right up there in the next 2 months are 4 elections. But Javed Ansari, the other question that one needs to reflect on, this is also messaging to the principal opposition party, the Congress. If you're talking about a generational shift, it hasn't just happened with the party president being just 45-year-old. Look at the chief minister of Maharashtra, who's 55 years old. Look at Yogi Adityanath in Uttar Pradesh. Then you have the Assam chief minister, who's, of course, Hemanta Biswa Sarma, going into an election. There seems to be a larger plan and strategy, which possibly the Congress could learn from.
Well, certainly they could learn from, but also don't forget, when you are in power and you wield this kind of influence and
True.
position, it's much easier to implement these kind of things. The Congress also tried to do it. They tried to replace Mr. Gehlot with Sachin Pilot. He's young, but we know what happened. They failed. They tried with today, the fact that Jyotiraditya Scindia is in the BJP and he's left his parent party owes a lot to the fact that they couldn't get him to become chief minister of the state. The old guard dug in their heels, and the central leadership of the Congress party was not in a position to have their way. So herein lies the difference. The BJP central leadership can make or mar the prospect. They are the ones who deliver. The Congress leadership is not in that position. They don't wield that kind of influence, and therefore they are unable to ensure that their game plan succeeds even within their own party. They no longer wield the kind of power and influence that they used to when they were in power in the central government and when they were ruling the roost.
No, fair point. Just very quickly, Rajat, if you want to come in, because to do it at a time when you're all powerful and pervasive works best, because then everything falls in line. It was an opportunity missed by the Congress when possibly when they had that kind of power that the BJP has today. Rajat, the question's for you. Okay, I think we've lost Rajat. Okay, we've lost Rajat Sethi, but thank you, all three of you, for joining us. We're going to go into a quick break to stay with us on the other side. All right, we've got news break coming in. Let's cut into the latest news break. Well, it does seem that continuous pressure by India today has finally forced the UP government to take action. Noida Authority CEO has been removed from his post. The UP Chief Minister Yogi takes cognizance of Noida apathy, Noida techie death. 3-member SIT formed. SIT asked to submit reports in 5 days. Well, that's the latest news break that we are getting in right now. All right, all of this, viewers, at the back of the tragic incident that had happened when a Noida techie, a young man, by mistake, drove into a cess pit where, in a drain, and he wasn't rescued. He called his father, and over 2 hours, he was on the phone begging to be rescued, and nobody could reach him, and he died a horrible death, a tragic, horrible death. The latest now that has happened is that the Noida Authority have taken cognizance. The UP government has stepped in. The Noida Authority CEO has been removed from his post. The UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has also stepped in, taking cognizance of what really happened. A 3-member SIT has been formed and asked to submit its report in the next 5 days. All right, that's the latest that is coming in on the tragic incident that had taken place where this young man by mistake had driven in to the basement pit which was filled. There was a building under construction and the basement pit, which was a drain, he had driven in by mistake. He got stuck, and after 2 hours of being stuck, begging to be rescued, he died a tragic death. My colleague Santosh is on the phone line with us. Santosh, what more can you add?
This is a big impact of what the story reflects on the laxity of the Noida, in which a young engineer was met to an unfortunate accident. And after this report, CM Yogi Adityanath ordered a 3-member SIT under the chairmanship of Commissioner Meerut, G Zone Meerut, and Chief PWD. These 3-member committee will send their report within 5 days to who is responsible for this whole laxity. Even after this SIT formation, even the UP government has taken the action, and CEO Noida and MD Noida Metro Corporation M. Lokesh has been removed from his post. M. Lokesh is shunted. He is not given any responsibility. So we can say now the action is being started after this whole report. CM Yogi has taken cognizance of this incident in Noida, unfortunate incident of engineer death, and after the 3-member SIT formation, the action on the MD Noida Metro Corporation has been taken, and MD Noida Metro Corporation is removed, and Lokesh is being shunted. So we can say the action is going on, and within 5 days, when SIT will give his report to the CM, after that some more action will be taken on those who are responsible for this unfortunate incident.
All right, thank you, Santosh, for joining us with that quick update. We're going to let it be, but keep a keen eye on all developments, and if action is taken, will more heads roll? That's the big question. Will there be change which is effected at the back of such a tragedy?
Mumbai has delivered a fractured verdict. The BJP may be single largest party, but it is not in command. Because without Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena, the BJP cannot elect the mayor of India's richest civic body, the BMC. The magic number is 114, and the BJP falls short unless Shinde delivers his 29 corporators. That makes Eknath Shinde not just an ally, but the gatekeeper of power. And then came the move that sets off alarm bells. Shinde has shifted his corporators to a 5-star hotel away from the public eye. Officially, it is to guide the newly elected councillors.
नए जो चुनकर जो लोग आए हैं उनको मार्गदर्शन करना था और उनको यहाँ पर सब इकट्ठा हो गए साथ में आए.
Sources tell India Today that Shinde Sena is driving a hard bargain. The party is demanding the mayor's chair. It has proposed a 50-50 mayoral formula, 2.5 years each for the Mahayuti partners, and a push for a Shinde Sena mayor during Balasaheb Thackeray's centenary year. However, the final call rests with the BJP's high command. Shinde rivals say the hunter now fears being hunted.
जैसे मेरी पार्टी तोड़कर मेरा ही मुख्यमंत्री बनाया था, वैसे उनकी पार्टी तोड़कर वो महापौर बनाएंगे क्या? वो देखने जैसी चीज. अभी इंटरेस्टिंग होगी ये बात.
इन्होंने विश्वासघात किया है, तो तजुर्बा तो पुराना है, और बीजेपी ने कराया था. बीजेपी इनके तोड़ लेगी, तो मेयर बीजेपी का बन जाएगा. हो सकता है कि सारे के सारे बीजेपी में मिल जाए.
As whispers of a Mahayuti crack grows louder, Shinde has moved quickly to control the narrative.
सर मेयर कौन बनेगा? सर मुंबई का मेयर किसका होगा? कौन सी पार्टी का होगा?
Mumbai's BMC is no longer just a civic contest. Is Shinde protecting his flock or holding the BJP to ransom? Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, before we cut across to our panelists, I want to bring in my colleague Ritvik Palekar into this conversation. Ritvik, what's really going on? Why are Shinde Sena corporators holed up in a hotel? Give us the details.
See, it's quite evident that even after having 29 corporators in its kitty, Eknath Shinde wants to bargain hard with BJP because his corporators and leaders, party leaders, are expecting that the first 2.5 years mayor post should be given to them because it's Balasaheb Thackeray centenary year. And just to be on the safer side, he is keeping his flock together because he also wants to do a pressure tactic with BJP, and he is also very cautious that none of his corporators should be wooed and lured by any other party. So one more day, maybe they'll be keeping their all the corporators at Taj Land's End, where I'm standing right now. And tomorrow, they will be taken to Kokan Bhavan, where registration will be done of all the corporators together. So we need to see when Devendra Fadnavis comes back to India after his Davos tour, there will be official talks between both the senior leaders, and we need to see that if BJP agrees to the demand by Eknath Shinde camp.
All right, Ritvik, thank you for that quick update. Let's take this question raised by my colleague Ritvik to our panelists this evening. Susi Ben Shah, spokesperson Shiv Sena, Eknath Shinde, Sanju Verma, national spokesperson BJP, Dr. Shoaib Hashmi, leader Shiv Sena, UBT. Which one of you would want to go first within the ladies? Susi Ben Shah, the mayor will be a Mahayuti mayor, is what you had said the last time you came, ma'am, when we were discussing the results. Will it be a Mahayuti mayor? Is that the reason why your corporators are at Land's End right now? Or at least for the first 2.5 years, will it be Shinde Sena mayor?
Good evening, and it is always a pleasure to be on your show, Preeti, and good evening to all, to our viewers and my dear panelists. I would like to tell you this, that the word by itself, the surrender word, is wrong. It is not a surrender. It is negotiation. It is negotiation in the spirit of partnership, in the spirit of coalition. So why surrender? So that's one part. Secondly, I will not mince any words to say that it will be Mahayuti mayor. But it is Balasaheb Thackeray's Jayanti centenary year. For years, there has been a Shiv Sena mayor, and it will be a homage to the tribute. It will be a tribute to Balasaheb Thackeray's memory. If our mayor is, if Shiv Sena mayor is once again hoisted at BMC, that's one part. Secondly, it cannot be forgotten that we are the kingmaker, right? We are the game changers, right? Without us, as in the past, as in the government of Maharashtra, in the BMC, we are together. And when we are together for ideological reasons, for progress of Mumbai, of Maharashtra, the number is not always never matters. See what happened in 2019. Despite the numbers, our Honorable Pramukh Neta Eknath Rauji Shinde was made the CM. So therefore, we are discussing together, and we have no doubt in my mind that it will be done in a manner respectful to everyone. We have discussed in the past also. You see in Nagar Palika, Nagar Parishad, we both have very strong parties with strong leaders, statesmen as their leader. So therefore, both of us want to grow our parties, and therefore we have our choices. We work together, but you will never see our leaders bickering in public. We always sort out our differences amicably, because whether it be Balasaheb Thackeray, whether it be Atal Bihari Vajpayee, both of us respect both the leaders.
Susi Ben Shah, your time is up, and it's always a privilege to have you on my show. And one reason I really love having you is because you don't mince any words, and you've said it for what it is, which practically maybe corners your ally on the show, Sanju Verma, a bit, who herself doesn't mince any words. But Sanju Verma, I'm going to bring you in on 3 counts with what Susi Ben Shah said. Number 1, it's not surrender, it is a negotiation. Number 2, it's the centenary year and of Balasaheb Thackeray, Shiv Sena, and the mayor should be from Eknath Shinde's party. Number 3, she's also casually mentioned that, listen, Sanju Verma, we are the kingmaker. Without us, you cannot become the mayor. So there are three issues, one can be a borderline warning as well.
Preeti,
Politely,
I
ma'am,
just want to say,
polite warning. Okay, Susi Ben Shah
Yeah.
saying it's not a warning. Yeah. Go ahead,
Okay,
ma'am.
am
make
I
your
audible?
point. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Preeti, the BJP has a strike rate in BMC of 66% with 89 seats, and Shinde Sena has a strike rate of 33% with about 29 seats. We are not discussing strike rates here, but let's be very clear that, truth be told, in the BMC, the BJP has 3 times more seats than the Shinde Sena, point number one. Point number two, even in the assembly elections, the BJP had a strike rate of 91%, having 132 seats. And mind you, Preeti, our 132 number was 2.3 times bigger than Shinde Sena and 3.2 times bigger than Ajit Pawar's party. But like I said, we are the single largest party across 29 municipal corporations. We have a strike rate repeatedly of anywhere between 67 to 91%. All that is in public domain. I just want to say that BJP has huge respect for its alliance partners. And I will just say this. Despite the Shinde Sena winning 57 seats in the Maharashtra Assembly elections, Ajit Pawar's party winning 41, and we winning 132. You have a deputy chief minister in Mr. Eknath Shinde. You have a deputy chief minister in Ajit Pawar. What does that tell you about BJP? It tells you that BJP does not simply go by pure arithmetic. There is something called chemistry, which is beyond numbers. There is something called mutual respect for alliance partners, which we always uphold. And Eknath Shinde ji will have a big say because he's also the guardian minister for Mumbai city. Ashish Shelar is the guardian minister for Mumbai suburbs. And Devendra Fadnavis is the chief minister. So मिलजुल कर बात होगी और हम मिलजुल कर आपस में समझौता कर लेंगे और जो मुंबई के लिए सबसे सही निर्णय है वही लिया जाएगा.
You know, I love you both because I don't need UBT Shiv Sena today on this show. Because both of you are being exceedingly polite but oh so cutting. Susi Ben Shah, look at your strike rate. Look at the BJP strike rate. But we are not talking about strike rate as per Sanju Verma, but look at it. She's detailed it for you.
No problem. No problem. And we respect that. But it cannot be denied that they contested far more seats than us.
About very good, ma'am. I like it. Go ahead.
No, we contested. So with that, and Sanju, with due respect, it is Shiv Sena, not Shinde Sena, with the bow and the arrow.
Ma'am, my bad. Go ahead. Not my bad. Even Sanju Verma said Shinde Sena. Okay, you, ma'am, make your point.
I'm telling Sanju and Preeti both, dear friends.
Okay, yeah.
That we are Shiv Sena with bow and the arrow as a symbol. So having said that, it is, as she rightly said, we are in a great partnership. We are the Fevicol Ka Jod, famously known as Fevicol Jod. We are the oldest partners in the NDA alliance. And I don't think there is nothing can break it. But yes, as a Karyakarta, as Shiv Sainik, it is our desire. And that is why we've put it out there. BJP is, of course, as number one party in the corporations with the number of corporators, but we are second. So therefore, and cannot be forgotten that we are 3 years old. Shiv Sena, with the present dispensation, with the holding the ideology of Baba Saheb Thackeray, we are just 3 years old. And therefore, we will be there and we are trying our best. And I think it's right for every political party to spread their ideology, spread their party, ensure that
therefore
more
I agree, ma'am, and you need the chair of mayor to do that. You're right in your demands. I'm going to come right. I agree with you. I'll take your question to Sanju. I'll take your question to Sanju Verma, but allow me to bring in Dr. Shoaib Hashmi. Aapki to zarurat hi nahi hai aaj. We don't even need you in this conversation with what is going on. But seemingly you're watching from the sidelines. हाँ, बताएं.
Yeah.
Say, sir.
Good evening, all.
Very good evening.
Just I wish to say both of them and all viewers about BJP and Shinde Sena. जैसा बोओगे वैसा पाओगे या जैसा बोओगे वैसा काटोगे. जिस तरह से the way you have the way you have taken our MLAs in 2022, the same situation may come this time also. I'm 100% sure since 2024 assembly elections, Shinde Sena is not quite happy because they are not getting equal respect and mutual understanding is not there. They both are agreed, but they will not accept. They both agree, I know. The second thing is, in this election in BMC, we got 65 corporators, which is very good and very good performance. I think Shinde Sena is afraid that maybe there are 29 corporators or maybe 20 out of 29 may join Mr. Uddhav Thackeray Sahab, UBT party. That's
All
why I
right, so
think
it's
they
reverse.
kept their...
You're saying the reverse will happen. That's what you're fearing. Okay, I want to
Yeah,
bring
this
in...
may.
Okay,
This may
that will
happen.
happen.
Dr.
This,
Hashmi,
let me
Dr.
complete. This may...
Hashmi,
Sir, 10
the
seconds complete.
incoming
Sir,
is
today, it's
already
just,
in
you know,
Shiv Sena
the
from
debate is
the
tilted
quota.
towards having the Shiv
the other way
Sena
around.
and the BJP, but you have 10 seconds. Sir. Make your point, then I'll bring in Sanju Verma.
Yeah. This may happen. That's why they are very afraid, and I am very sure, 100% sure, that maybe we'll get chance for this centennial year that UBT will have their own mayor with the support of their well-wishers and supporters. Because right now we have almost 107 versus 118.
Okay, you're
So
saying
maybe
these
if we
people
get
will,
to...
the cooperators of Mr. Eknath Shinde will come to you. But Sanju Verma, you fought more seats. And, you know, it's understand they're only 3 years old, 3 years old as a party. They deserve the mayor's chair, at least for 2.5 years. What's wrong? I'm not saying it, Susi Ben Shah is saying it.
You know, Preeti, I normally have these powers with you. I never thought that I would have a power with Susi Ben Shah one day.
Even I didn't think so. I'm enjoying it.
But in friendly banter.
Yeah. Okay.
Achha,
Now let me just... I'll read out 11 names. Gulabrao Patil, Dada Bhuse, Sanjay Rathod, Uday Samant, Sambhu Raja Desai, Sanjay Shirsat, Pratap Sarnaik, Bharat Gogavale, Prakash Abitkar, Ashish Jaiswal, MOS, Yogesh Kadam, MOS. Apart from the last 2 MOS, the other 9 are cabinet ministers. The limited point I'm making is, despite winning 132 seats, 2.3 times more than Eknath Shinde, the Maharashtra cabinet today has 33 people who are cabinet ministers, 6 people who are MOS. And do you know, out of these 39 ministers in all, BJP has only 19. Eknath Shinde's group has 11. And Ajit Pawar's group has the balance, which means despite winning far higher number of seats, the BJP has been generous and magnanimous to a fault in ensuring that alliance partners are accommodated. So I don't think there will be any problem, but let's not forget one thing. In politics, jo jeeta wahi Sikandar. It's not about arithmetic, but just like, you know, Mr. Eknath Shinde's bastion is Thane. In Kalyan, Dombivli, Eknath Shinde's party has done phenomenally well. Ditto, they have done phenomenally well in Ulhasnagar. Secondly, they have to accept that in Mumbai, it is the BJP which has actually had
Fair point, ma'am. I'm running out of time, and this is a debate I wish I had more time on. I want to bring in 30 seconds. Susi Ben Shah, देखिए आपको पहले आप what you've deserved, you've gotten more than that. That is what Sanju Verma is saying indirectly. मैम यही तो बोला आपने क्या बात कर रहे हो यही indirectly यही है that आप you didn't have look at us we didn't need to give you all those cabinet berths.
It is in the spirit of partnership. It is for the progress of Maharashtra, for the betterment of Marathi Manus, for every project we work together hand in hand. Whether it be the CM Eknath Raoji or Devendra Fadnavis ji is the CM. So therefore, I have no doubt in my mind, while we wished and we hope and we are counting on Devendra Fadnavis's wisdom, that we will be accommodated. I mean, we are not going to make an issue, but it is a desire. And I think there's nothing wrong.
Let's see if the desire is fulfilled or not.
A person expressing on national TV.
Arey ma'am, you've taken a step back. ये तो you began so aggressively, but doesn't matter. We're going to get the both of you tomorrow. But I appreciate all 3 of you for joining. I wish I had more time, but I don't.
So I
thank all 3 of you for joining us. Thank you. We're going to leave it at that. Terribly out of time.